also repeating itself, in our market here and also in our economy. And also, don't forget that down here we expect that all these research we are seeing, political research, economic research, have a was also playing a very important role, in the economy. And don't forget that every investment again in the future, and cannot separate your the stock market or your company from what is happening in the economy. That's why monetary policy and the fiscal policy play a major role when it comes to businesses, to strive, and the private sector also to take advantage of the economy to make profit, and which they will pay you and I as well as a stakeholder in that company. But the good thing is that today, want to look at what is happening with the recent inflation figure that was released. Then I will now discuss also more on how to trade a breakout, and also how to manage your portfolio or your investment. You need some tools, technical tools to manage this portfolio and investment at any given time. If you understand this, it will also be a plus for you, and that's why this class helps, that your confidence will be built, so that when you are trading or when you are taking action, also you are taking it up with confidence, and also will have a way of boosting the bottom line of your portfolio at the end of the day. Yes, today, like I just said, I will first of all look at how to trade breakout, and manage your portfolio. When I manage risk, and also manage your profit, and when you take profit, and also when your your stock was what to do. These are what I want to just share now, that before we go into looking at the impact of inflation on the financial market and the economy at large. Yes, if you want to really trade a breakout, there are two ways to trade a breakout for anyone that want to trade a breakout at any time. As we speak now, our market is trending. We saw a little breakout, and what is trading a breakout is if the market is at a region where you see that sellers are dominating. At that point, you want to see if whether market will break out. Also, if you see market pulling back down, to a level that will call support level, and see whether there will also a continue down, or that's the place where what demand for that stock will also arrive. Because technically, I'll tell you that fundamental analysis is for you to want to have a fair value of the stock you're investing, and fundamental doesn't change often. It takes time for fundamental. That is why I tell you that most time fundamental analysis is telling you what about what happened in the past. And but because it comes for them, that every company has a 3 months, as we call it quarterly. That is where you can see a change in their earnings. And if you see a company earning that is also moving on a quarterly, on the up direction, and also on a yearly up direction, it's a stock that you also want. But you want to know the state of that company, where it is technically, what is the market perception, what the market saying about it. That is why you need to look at a point it gets, and it start you see sellers dominating, start coming back. That is where that form the resistance. And what I say, supply and demand is what we trade at any time, because these are what move prices up and down. Here, this is the market here. This is the chart of the market. If we want to look at a breakout here, one, let me start from this point here. Let me follow me out to. If you come down here, I want to pick this, line. See, this is a line I want to draw here. Follow me. This is a line that I draw here, up down here. See, put it there, and I come back here again. I draw another one down here. Okay. Now these two line or trend line I've drawn here. One here is what called resistance level. The one down here is what we call what a support level. You see at this point that the market was coming down all the way down here. Market tried to rebound as the board continue on the downtrend. That will cause market is making what lower lows. You can see it was coming down until it get to this level. Market try to at this point, you see where it got there. It come here, it stood a little here. You can see this point. It tested it here, but it didn't break down here. But the next day, market went up, but it came down again. That's why we are seeing this kind of red candlestick here. It's very, very important that you understand the price structure. But on the next day, we saw a full up market, but it didn't break out this level. And market also did that. But there, markets are trend for that period. It pulled back and it break down the support level here down, but it did not form another like a support level or down here. You can see it here, and it rebounded the next day. It came down, but the third day market was also break out this support level that turned resistant, was broken out from this level on the next trading day, and after that market did not go down of this line, and that had become a strong support level for the market. Even when it tried to start trend there, it came down, it tested that same line, though that same this line, this strong support level, and continued. And it continued to this level that there was a breakout of the up line here. But for me, the how to trade a breakout is that the first time it get there, if there's a breakout, you need to wait for the confirmation. And for those that always follow me on this class, I tell you, say, that read my write-up, I say, wait for confirmation. That is very language we use in technical analysis. You need to confirm that trend if it is solid. And that is where you look at what other indicators to help you, either the momentum indicator or what I call the cyclical, the cycle indicator that tells you low or high, where you can take advantage of what of the momentum behind the stock. And that's why I discussed ADS yesterday also in this class. So you can know how to use ADS to also know whether the strength is the strength behind it is strong. But when it breaks out here, you wait for a confirmation, and the next day you saw the confirmation up. But at this point, it's good to also look at what the volume at that point is also breaking out. It's very, very key. That volume will tell you, the next day you see or the next day it pull back. Also watch at it. But that's why most time when you see a trade that have been in profit, when it gets to this kind of level, that's why I also have to manage your manage your risk and also manage your portfolio. If you see a stock that have been on a long uptrend, for example, we still to look at it as we go up here, you see that it's getting to a place they had touched before, and there was kind of a resistance level there. At that point, you can start to take profit, either 55% or 50% profit, to see if there is a breakout up, you cannot quickly jump or you cannot buy again, because that is trend. Of course, that's why we have short-term and long-term investor. Those one, what you did at that time is to manage what your portfolio. In case it pull back, you can buy more. But if you break at that point, you can also jump in, because you are seeing that the trend is up. That's why you don't focus on on fundamental alone. You must look at what is the price action, the chart, what is the reaction of it, what is the sentiment of it, because that's because the earnings they are seeing for that company is going to help them to continue to hold, because they are a long-term position. That's why I said earnings might not change easily for fundamental. But what changes is the people perception, the players in the market, the demand and supply. It can change at any second, every moment. That's why we have a daily chart, we have a 15-minute chart, we have a 1 hour chart, we have 30 minutes, because the activities of growth of the market can change. But for fundamental, it takes a while for it can change. But for those that are traders, even if you are doing a short-term trader, you need that to combine your trading decision with fundamental and technical. But for those that are technicians or those that trade often, we need more for your technical analysis, because since fundamental don't change often, the one that change often is not to go, because that will tell you the perception, the course of the market, so that you will know exactly what is happening. It's very, very important for us to know. That's why I said I will tell you how to trade a breakout. You see what a breakout here, you see that it continue. You look at the volume. Yes, volume was relatively low here because it's below the moving average of the market, and that was the period that market was having long volume because of it was a rebound stage. You can see we continue to see the market moving up. Another place that you need to like this, another strong resistance level that you need to notice at this point. Again, that's why I said I will take time to draw that you also see this another strong support level, resistance level, sorry, of the market. You can see it here. At this point, this is a strong word, resistance level. Market came down all this way, but when it was coming, it tested this point first. And after that, before it tested that same point, it started there. For those that are fearful, you can see that when it tested it didn't break out. The next day, it pulled back. That's why at this point, you want to take that profit to see. And when it pulled back small, like I said it was marginal. The next day, before it now rebounded and break out on this, that's why I say you need to wait for confirmation. That confirmation is very, very key. And once you see that it break out on on a good volume, you can see that the trend continue. Can see how far it has gone. When it was coming up, we were having a lot of double top, because market is coming to meet where it was coming down. That's why we are seeing different top. At this point again, you can see here at this point here, I see it here. Okay, let me take it down here. Yeah, this one here. I see that here become also another strong word, strong resistance level again to watch. You can see it here. What I'm doing is that market as speak now is trending, and we're waiting for another breakout, so that But what are the strength behind this word? The strength behind the movement is very, very key. As you see now, you can see that here market tested this point. You can see that here was a strong support resistance level. It tested it here. You can see it tested it at this day. Tested it. It came down. Ooh. As it came down, I tell you, people that wouldn't say you'll be panicking. But if you have sold here, because at this point, like I said, as you have to manage your your risk, or manage your portfolio. As you get to that level, you see that was a strong resistance level, either a breakout or a fake out. When I mean fake out, it might return back. Here, even tested it the next day. You can see that it touched it and pulled back there. It closed up. But on the next day, you saw a strong pullback before the market also rebounded. That means if you have taken your profit here, even when it pulled back here with that same money, and you saw it, you wait also, because you have sold here, And then once they are breaking out, you can also jump in here and continue with the trend because also you are making money. Why you did it is for you to manage your portfolio, especially even though they are thinking long, you can manage your portfolio and also be accumulating. Why do you think manage your portfolio? So that you won't go into what a loss position is very, very important for us to know. That is why I said you must know how to manage what to know how to trade a breakout and also a fake out. Therefore, for those that are support level, I explain how to do support level here, down here. These are the things you trade. You trade your breakout, and also when you see that market resist breaking down a strong support level, it's time also for you to jump into that market. You know, I'm not expecting T line here, there, but I'm telling you how to trade what a breakout and how to manage your portfolio. Once you're able to do these things, accurately or with knowledge, I tell you, you will stay in a long trend and you know exactly when to take profit and when to come back and with that because you are seeing what's guiding you. Like I said earlier, that fundamental doesn't change often, but technical stays. Why? Because that is the pulse and the reaction of those that are trading the market. They are the demand and the supply, which I tell you that is what you trade. Everything about trade is what is demand and supply, and that is able to get it at the peak and need it at board. You are good to go. As we speak now, you can see that market is also traded, start trading here. Despite it's in a slight green about the no, about 54,524. If I thought I'm 539 before book flight, you can see it here flat. Above what it closed yesterday, 54,307 that it closed yesterday. You can see it now. We're seeing an uptrend. Sorry, 54,507 yesterday. For this hour, you can see that 54,524 as we speak now. That is where it is. For market has broken, the last resistance level of 54,000. 290. That means market is up. Now that means that resistance level have turned also a strong support level when market is coming down for us to watch. But market is still making a sideways movement, and when it's making a movement, for you to watch also. For example, let's look at another stock to kind of conclude what we are discussing now. If you look at let me take stock like a GT code to explain how to trade a breakout. Sorry, let's use that as example. Okay, the volume came up here. Let's look at example here. You saw, you can see here. Sorry, here you can see here. Sorry. At this point, you can see this is strong resistance level. This is also a strong resistance level. Let me also draw that line so that you will always look at it when you are looking at your chart. These are the key points you should also note as what as a trader or technical trader or investor. These are very, very key, in managing our portfolio and also trading a breakout at any given time. You saw that the market, the GT code was coming down. You can see with the price action, it tried to rebound here. Still, you get to this point, it start coming down, and that is when it's gone as low as almost 17 naira at this point. 17 something at this point before it rebounded. Yeah, when it rebounded, this also become you can see this place is almost like a strong support level that turn resistant at this point. And see this strong also turn this is support level that turn resistant. But at this point it came down again. But when market was coming up, it get to this point, it broke it out on a strong can see it here, and that was sustained. But the next they put back. But you watch here too at this point here, this also is strong resistance level. But when it tested here, it came down there before the next day it broke out. You need to understand as it broke out, what the volume here up here, the volume is also relatively small. But you look at this major point I just drawn now, you can see here, it tested this here at this first point, it started coming down. And you also, if you have sold here, you wait and see where it's going to come up. Then if you have entered here so and wait for it to come up again and continue trend. And when it comes there, or you wait also to you wait also to buy here and continue. But when you see this pullback, I see it tested it. That is why you need to go for confirmation. When you wait here, don't just jump in. It tested it. If you have sold there, you wait. The next day, it also dropped the same thing. It came down before it continued to come down. And you are now waiting. As it comes down, you have more money to buy what. Even though you are buying at this point again because you're a long-term investor, you can buy here because the price is because this place that was resistant has turned also a strong support level again. You can see it here. So these are the things how to read the chart. Once you see that here I turned a strong support level for the stock, you jump in. And when you jump in, you can see that the next day stock start gaining and it break out that strong resistance level and continue. Since then, there have been an uptrend despite profit taking in and out. But you can see that the stock maintained. Before now, we're seeing a side trending trend for almost like a 2 weeks now. The stock have been side trending on this and remain above what 25 naira ahead of what the earnings. You can see that this is how to trade your your break out and also manage your portfolio or manage your own risk when you are trading. It's very, very important that we note this so that it will guide us when we are taking our investment decision. Let's go back to the market. Let's go so that we can look at what the market is doing live now as we speak. It is good that we check what the market is doing live. Let's go back to the market. Yes, this is the market proper. I can see at this point. I'll tell you that the market is trading live position is the market is doing 54,500 flat 0.10. Market is all by 22.44, representing 0.02. That is what the market is doing, and we're having also a slight negative market breadth. I'm saying we're having a 12 losers at this point and 8 gainers as we speak now. And these are the market position in terms of live market. But if you look at the stock that are leading, the top five in terms of the losers as we speak, you know, Covey Business Solution is leading, followed by Consumer Warehouse Group, Computer Warehouse Group, which is a CWG, is leading, is following Covey Business Solution, and Pasi International Energy, profit taking and all this stuff, and also NGS Group is also down to 28 naira, 50 kobo trading, that's also among the losers, stock now. Then followed by Wapik, which is the Coronation. These are the top five out of the 12. That's Then in the I tell you that we have 8 gainers as we speak now this hour. Then if you look at that gainers chart, you can see that the life of R2 Briscoe, is leading the pack at 3 naira 7.1%, followed by Honeywell. Honeywell is back to almost 2 naira 20 kobo, 219 now, which is good. That's also Geregu back to 217.70, almost 30% up. And see also Charms on that green aspect of the market, and Japan Good. These are the top 5 gainers as we speak now. But if you look at the volume is very, very important. We have also that volume in GT Code recently. Yesterday, saw about almost 42 million shares traded. This morning, 14.9 million also traded. It's one leading the pack in terms of most active stock. I see that investors are really taking position in this stock as we speak. Like I said, that the banking sector have a fine fundamentals that support dividend payout, and that is why I tell people that the most active sector or the most consistent sector in dividend payment is the banking sector, and most of the stock in that sector are grossly undervalued as we speak, especially the second tier banks, where I can see potential of those sectors also jumping up on the strength of their earnings. Quarterly, we have seen that earnings being consistent in the up direction, and their unaudited account really shows that these banks have capacity to pay if approved by the central bank. But on the strength of their earnings, we see that even they are retained even under 1 naira of their earnings, especially from FCMB and Fidelity. Even Sterling Bank, I've seen potential in this bank. I also look at both for the first year banks, Zenith Bank and GT Code, UBA, Access, and First Holding, FBN Holding. I see that yes, we expect dividend, but for SB Holding, know that this bank is just coming out of a high number performance ratio, non-performing loan. Yeah, now they find they are come out of it, but I don't see kind of a good dividend that support the price is selling now. But for others who have known their state and also what they have done in the past because of their book. But now that FBN Holding is rightly down, back up again at this point, I believe that bank will start paying dividend into the future once CBN will approve a good dividend now, and that will change the face of the bank going into the future. But for this year, I don't see them paying, a community dividend that will support the price for what FBN Holding. But for Zenith Bank, I've said in this class that we're expecting nothing less than 3 naira for their final, which we should also guide you what to do. For those that want to buy at 3 naira dividend, should know what the yield is at this point, and that is for the market. Yes, we want to look at the impact of what the recently released inflation in the market, and I mean the market of the financial market. Yes, we have seen that our inflation figure is just hit a 17 years high. Why the market we are playing as we are discussing is already around the 16 years high. Also, but one thing that is very, very important here is that look at the change, kind of a reversal, in up directions northward from what we saw in December about 21 point 21.34 against war. The recent one that was released yesterday, 21.82. You can see that all the indicators, both on a year on year, on month to month, core inflation, all are what are in what in the south, in the northward direction. They are all looking up. It tells you that there's major factor that were driving this this inflation. One is what high cost of what of energy, starting from high in what in the electricity, fuel pump price, scarcity of fuel price that jumping the price to jump, and at the same time cost of transportation. Not only that, even the cost of what cost of of production. These are what change the what the January inflation. But in the history of Nigeria, before now, January has been the period we start expecting to see a slowdown in inflation because people have spent in the what in the last month of December for the year because of festivity. But we can see that reverse is the case now. In the last month of the year, where we expect that inflation slow down, why January? Because factors or changes that driving this have also changed. That's why investors should understand all this when you are invested. Now that people say that yes, CBN has increased almost in interest rate for 600 basis point all this while. But now that so they are doing what we call Naira design, and we are successfully, according to CBN, about 3.4, 2.4 trillion has been also have been kind of call out from the from the public, from the non-banking environment to back to the banking uh, vote, which is also good. But how does it go to impact the go into the future? Yes, we have seen that the month of the January we saw a hike in rate of inflation, but this I also for what I have observed from my own little corner is that for the month of February, we might see a kind of a slow down again because of what is going on in the economy. Yes, you can see that the United States have yes has good intention, everything, but implementation and also all the all the infrastructure to do it. I think that is where we're having it wrong or what made it not too attractive for the people. That's why we are seeing violence here and there. But on the long run, this is a policy that Nigeria should work on because it has a way to help us to work to have a good control of our monetary policy. Not only that, to control inflation at the same time, even our exchange rate, because we can see that this little while that there was just elite scarcity of fund, or let me put it, people are not having access to who the people have also put back their money back to the bank offer. I see that we have relatively stable in our exchange rate. Not only that, price of goods has also dropped. Like remember in December, I bought rice about almost like 40 between 46 to 48,000 naira, the big and the small one, what they call it. But now to speak, it's around that 32, 34, because also know what is happening. Those they want to eat. You can see that if we have effective control of money supply in the economy, things can easily be managed by what the monetary policy before the physical also help in terms of people in a good environment for us to drive economic expansion. But all this like happening today is leading us to where I see that after the election we'll see a better economy that that everyone will get the youth and if all the manufacturing sector will benefit from it at the long run. But I believe that now that the president has spoken to the to the to Nigerians today, I believe that this also will expect that CBN also will double their action to make that this from so that tension will come down and also can start reaping from the benefits of it going to the future after the election. But I believe that the policy that will be welcomed by every Nigeria, but I think the implementation is the problem. But once we can get it right, and at the end of the election come and go, whoever that come as our leader, also they also have to start from here and build a good policy that also turn the economy around and that will support growth. That is what we are looking forward to see, going into the future. But I believe that on this note, yes, we might not have time to start looking at the other chart, but I believe that what we have discussed on how to trade a breakout and also impact of this, I believe that this was enough for us for today. Tomorrow now we can also continue, with our discussion. But I believe that this what we have seen also put, the high inflation have put the fixed income market, return also in a deep negative, but also it's a sign that rate hike will continue. But if at the end of since our next MPC is in March, and already we expect that this scarcity of cash also will affect inflation this period. And if you have now, we start seeing also a kind of reduction in rate going to the future because I believe that after the election, this rate hike might also slow down. And also now that our call out front from the public, wherever they are hiding in the kitchen, wherever, if it happens like that, I think that has the role of also telling us might see a slowdown, inflation until we start seeing subsidy removal that have come out from June or so far. But I believe that within now and that May 29 and after that, might see kind of a mistrend in inflation but investors to take advantage of the short dispersion we're seeing in rates and inflation, and also an NPR to want to make informed decision, and to invest heavily in equity, and also know when to cash out. Also, don't be carried away with this trend because it might not last. But at this period we're seeing it, take advantage that fund is still in the market. You can see that our money flow are all looking up as the end of business today. I believe that will continue until all the earnings hit the market. So if these earnings also come, I will see a good corporate action. That will also be a good thing for us as investor or trader in the market. On this note, I say thank you and see you tomorrow. Will be the last day for the week. But for those that I to subscribe to what the bomber, I'll tell you that by next week, by Saturday, we are expecting a guest speaker. They'll tell us what we expect at this electionary period. That will start on Saturday on the 25th till what March 11. What and also the any season, which phase we should expect, which level of on the market, where we expect a breakout, where we should expect a support line. To tell us technically the new trend and the new level technical where we should be looking at the market is going, or where you see that market when it's going to correct, when it's going to touch, so that this also guide you on how to think. That's why if you are not subscribed, I'll tell you take advantage of it, because I said it earlier in this class. Once it's not at the 1st of March, the price will go back to what to 70k. But now you can still take advantage of this 50,000 naira for a whole year for your buy and sell signal and what and a Q&A, so that you can take advantage of it and you'll be in the class. Even you have access to replay of any of what the discussion. But sorry for last week, that there was the kind of problem technically that we will not to the display the play for that last month. You can see go there, you can see the previous ones, and I believe that hopefully by Saturday by God grace, the guest class will also have a replay on the membership site. I say thank you and see you tomorrow. Enjoy your work, enjoy your remaining trading days for today. Bye.